Welcome to today's masterclass. My name is Jose Rivera, and I am the CEO of CSA. On the off chance that you don't know about CSA, we are a global non-profit trade association with over 500 members in 35 countries. For system integration members, the CSA Best Practices Manual and CSA certification are some of the more popular member benefits, but you will also enjoy a variety of others, including professional development, learning from your peers, and access to professional services experts, including insurance, financial, and legal, who understand the system integrator's unique business needs. For partner members, CSA offers an ecosystem to grow your system integration programs, understand your customers' pain points, monitor industry trends, and share your thought leadership. With thousands of qualified integrators and suppliers, the CSA Industrial Automation Exchange helps system integrators, industry suppliers, and manufacturers connect and do business. For SIs and partners, it provides a platform to support your content and search engine optimization marketing efforts, position yourself as a thought leader, and nurture prospects during their complicated buyer's journey. In case you aren't a current member or haven't renewed your membership, now it's a great time to join and renew. Membership provides you many benefits, including a full lineup of virtual events and other resources for you and your entire team, from accounting to sales to operations, 365 days a year. Members can also take advantage of discounted registration rates for the in-person CSA Executive Conference scheduled for June 27th to the 30th in Denver, Colorado. And before I introduce and pass this on to the presenters, I want to remind you that we encourage you to chat using the chat function of Zoom. But if you have questions for the presenters, please put them in the Q&A box, as we will address them. The presenters will address them at the end of the presentation. So at this time, and without any further ado, I would like to pass it over to our panelists for today's, James Ricker and Sol Espinosa, both from Graybar. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, Jose. As a relatively new member to CSA, we joined a little over a year ago. I have to say I've been extremely impressed with the tools, the thought leadership, and the resources that CSIA provides its member companies to support their growth and address evolving trends in the marketplace. We are going to be participating in the upcoming executive conference, and I'm excited to see yourself and many of the partner members there as well. It's going to be here before we know it. This year seems to be going by faster and faster. A little over a year ago, we actually presented on our first masterclass, where Graybar focused on cybersecurity solutions and resources for our integrator partners to help build a practice and implement these resources into their business. I think the industry knew this would be a growing market and need, but not sure anyone could have predicted the events that we've seen around the globe in 2022. This continues to be a key priority for our business in helping our customers implement and maintain robust cybersecurity programs and solutions. Graybar is extremely grateful for our second opportunity to present on a CSIA masterclass. And over the next 60 minutes, we're going to be providing insights on how you can configure customized micro data center packages and review some of the tools and resources that are available to our customers and integrators to support this growth. Jose, as you mentioned, we do have time allotted at the end to answer any questions or comments that you may have. I love doing these calls, and what's great is to have engagement with the audience. So we highly encourage you to ask any questions or provide comments using the Q&A and also in the chat. I'll be moderating that at the end with Sol. Before we kick off the technical portion of the presentation, I'd like to spend a few brief minutes reviewing our presenter bios as well as an overview of the company. Sol, if you could hit the next slide. I think you need to share your screen.
Am I sharing?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes, okay. Did you, do you see the next slide?
Not yet. But while we're transitioning to that, briefly want to introduce myself. So my name is James Ricker, and I am the National Market Manager for our industrial business for Graybar Electric. I've been in the industry for just over 16 years in a variety of capacities, from marketing to business development, industrial sales leadership. And for the past 4 years, I have worked at our corporate office with responsibility of our industrial strategy, marketing, and sales enablement. And at the end of the day, my job is to ensure that our organization has the right tools, right go-to-market resources, and ability for our teams to best support our customers' needs in current state, and also as their businesses evolve, making sure we're relevant and valuable, especially in this ever-changing marketplace in regards to the industrial Internet of Things, advancing technology, and some of the supply chain challenges that the marketplace is seeing today. With me today is Saul Espinoza. Saul has over 27 years experience working with industrial automation. Saul has worked with global OEMs that manufactured petrochem gas compression skids for various industries. In that capacity, he was responsible for all the controls on each skid. He worked for Kloeckner-Moeller, a global automation and control manufacturer focusing in power and control. Saul attended the Kloeckner-Moeller College in Germany, where he learned about PLCs and HMIs. He has worked for 2 industrial automation distributors as a product manager. This has allowed him to learn about a variety of automation and control manufacturer platforms. His approach when providing solutions is to put together the best-in-class products and the most efficient designs, which are simple to execute. He always keeps the end users in mind as the ultimate goal. The end customer has to live with the system and therefore should receive the maximum value for their investment in technology. So next, I'd like to provide a brief overview of Graybar Electric. So Graybar itself was founded in 1869. It's hard to believe, but that means we have been in business for over 153 years. The reason I bring this up in about every presentation is because our company has lived and has seen a wide variety of different market conditions, technological advancements, and disruptions in the marketplace. And through this, Graybar has adapted and ultimately evolved to best serve the needs of our customers today and best for tomorrow. In today's environment, this is no different. We're seeing rapid advancements in technology, changing needs of our customers and the demographics, and Graybar continues to invest in resources, capabilities, manufacturer partners, and our go-to-market strategy to best support our customers today and ultimately for the future. Across our organization, we have over 300 locations in the US and North America, with 880 people approximately in our business, and we support 146,000 plus customers. What this means for the people on the call is that Graybar has industry expertise in multiple markets. We have the ability to serve our customers agnostic to what state they're in, especially for our integrator partners that often have projects covering multiple states and multiple regions. And we have a wide network of people that can support their needs. We are currently partnering with many of CSIA's members, and through this organization, looking to engage more through CSIA. Graybar itself, as part of our evolution, we have specialized our sales and application organizations around specific customer segments and needs, allowing us to have a deeper technical expertise and industry experience, which is increasingly important in today's landscape. On the bottom of this slide, you'll see an overview of some of the technical resources we invest in that allow us to have deep industry expertise and application ability, ranging from industrial automation, power distribution, lighting and lighting control solutions, networking, and quality and service solutions. We have invested and continue to invest in resources that allow us to engage with our customers at an engineering and design level and work with them on current in current maintenance, improvements, and also design of new systems within their facility or in new facilities. So I'd like to spend a few minutes covering what Graybar does to help support our customers and drive value in the marketplace. So what Graybar does at the end of the day is we supply products to our customers. Graybar partners with best-in-class manufacturers in the industry, ranging from industrial automation, networking products, electrical, MRO, and general communication products across the country. And we partner with best-in-class brands like Schneider Electric, APC, Phoenix Contact, Cisco, Panduit, and a wide variety of others. What this allows us to do is provide a full end-to-end solution to our customers and system integrators to help them with their solutions and their needs. We leverage our nationwide logistics platform to provide a seamless customer experience to any of our partners across the country. This has been especially important when partnering with SIs on projects that span several states. And we're all deeply aware of the supply chain challenges that have been happening in the marketplace over the past 6 months to a year. Graybar has leveraged our size and strength to best serve our customers across the country and continue to invest in inventory and product to make sure we can continue to support our customers when they need it most. This has been a very interesting time for the marketplace, but we have been uniquely positioned with our size and scope to be able to best support our customers during these challenging times. On the bottom left, you'll see our technical expertise. This is what I believe makes Graybar stand apart and give us a unique value proposition to our customers, and that's our people. We invest deeply in technical experts like Saul Espinoza, who's going to be leading the technical engagement of our call today, to help work closely with our customers to best understand their challenges, priorities, and aspirations so that we can best design custom solutions, leveraging our technical expertise to provide design assistance, technical support, training, often proof of concept, and ultimately deliver a solution that provides the business outcome they're looking to achieve. And that comes in the form of different service solutions that help improve productivity, improve safety, reduce energy costs, increase throughput, and ultimately help our customers have a better business by partnering with Graybar. With that, I would like to pass it off to Saul to go into the deep applications of micro data centers. Saul, take it away.
Thank you, James. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. So today, the agenda that I wanted to cover was a little bit of why micro data center makes sense for deploying IoT applications, and then I'll show you a little bit about how to optimize some of these projects, and then I hope to have time to do a quick demo of some of the tools that are available to actually help you with your project. So first of all, I'd like to say that I'm very humbled, very honored to be able to present this topic for you. This is designed to be an overview presentation. I won't get into a deep dive on what a UPS is and the different families, features and benefits of the products, but what I want to present today is just a general overview, and then we can follow up with additional information more specific to a certain topic. So it's not a product training. First of all, top challenges of edge computing solutions. So physical security, right? We talk about cybersecurity on a daily basis, but we cannot forget about physical security. 29% of data breaches are physical security. That means people are actually accessing the hardware, pulling wires, cables out, just all sorts of different things that can happen at the hardware itself. And then deployment. 75% of enterprises will face a skill gap. So we need to have these tools to be able to deploy these solutions. And then management. management. So 25% of IT staff will have suffered stress, illness. So this is very complicated, and we need all the tools available for us to be able to execute at a high level. So micro data centers at the core functions that it provides is obviously the power. So we package it with a UPS, and the UPS doesn't really care what hardware it is, right? It's power, it's supplying power, conditioned power to your servers, to your IT equipment. The other thing it does is provide cooling, and then the organization with the racks, and then monitoring, and then the physical security around it. Very different if you deploy a automation system and you just have the servers or the computers laying around. People can do all sorts of things to them, and so the micro data centers keep them safe from this. So cooling is very important. I learned this early on. I was chasing ghosts in certain applications with our system integrator partners, and it came down to cooling. Things were overheating, switches weren't working, and it has to do with cooling. So if you deploy these IT devices out there and they're not organized just side by side, you're not really controlling how it intakes fresh air and how it's outputting exhausted heat. So without organization, you just might be working inefficiently and heating up a room. So first thing, the first principle of cooling is organization. And really, you're also controlling the way the cooling begins, right? The rack, you can provide it with cooling itself, with fans and even air conditioners. But really the organization is, once you align all this IT equipment, and then you control where the fresh air is coming in and where the exhausted heat is exiting. So it really offers a very efficient design. The other driver why micro data centers are important is the edge. So there's a lot of trends in the industry that are going to require more and more computing at the edge, closer and closer down to the sensor level. So here's some stats from Gartner. So AI, I hear about it all the time now. So the prediction is we're going to go from 5% to 30% by 2025 of AI deployments. Another interesting stat is greenfield IoT. So IoT is becoming more and more popular every year that goes by. So by 2023, we're going to jump from 30% to 75%. And then the last stat is mobility and 5G. And as you can see in this slide, there's other things. A lot of it is data analytics. And all of this will require edge computing. And what better way to protect all of this and make it reliable than with a micro data center? So I wanted to take a step back. This is a project that I was involved with a system integrator partner. This was a old system, and they had 12 PLCs, some servers, operator, engineering workstations. So we as Graybar and the technical specialists, we have the capability to help budget. So we get engaged early on. And here's an example. This is a before and after. This is an old PLC system, automation system, and then we help put together some estimating, budgeting features, and we did everything working with our system integrator partners. We laid out all the PLCs, all the I/O, a fiber network ring, some switches, and then the servers and the software. And so we were able to estimate that this was a water project, and we were estimating that this would be $1.4 million as a complete solution to the end user. And so what this really gave us is an opportunity to optimize and number one, help the system integrator win the project. And then it gives us targets on where to look for optimization. You can only optimize the purchase of hardware so much, but as you can see, the majority of it is the hard stuff. What you guys do on a daily basis is the integration. So for this $1.4 million for this project, we realized that that was 36% of the cost because you're putting together a very complex puzzle. And so it requires a lot of time and engineering. The networking, there's some opportunity there. And so we as partners started to work together. And so one of the things that we looked at was using a server. This was going to be a redundant system. And so rather than having two servers and a lot of coordination for fail-safing and loading of software, so we looked at providing a Stratus server and then packaging everything, and the Stratus server by itself is redundant hardware. And so that really helped save time and money in the engineering and execution of the project. And we took advantage of the sizing tools available from Stratus Server for various SCADA manufacturers like Aviva, GE, or Ignition. These are just a couple of examples. But we work very close with Stratus. We work with various server manufacturers. I personally work closest with Stratus and take advantage of a lot of the features that they provide. And they've done extensive testing with a lot of the software that's deployed in the industrial space. And so we're in looking at that chart and integrating, and so we look at cost saving ideas. So one of the ways is the Stratus server, and then the next area that we look at is that top layer of all the servers and all the IT equipment, because a lot of times it's not just a server. It might be voice over IP equipment. It might be data arrays. It could be security systems as well. And so we're able to work with system integrators, with end users, and our offer is scalable. So together with the partners that we've built, portfolio of manufacturers that we've built, we're able to bring a scalable solution. So we can help put together BOMs, budgets, engage early on, and we could just do parts and pieces the traditional way. And the next step is we could start packaging some of these things. So maybe you don't have a panel shop, maybe you don't have a lot of room at your location, but we can do some of the legwork up front together with our partners, and we as Graybar have some capability as well. But what we start doing is we start saving the system integrator time and having to go and shop for a voice over IP system, a server, whether it be Dell, HP, Stratus, just various IT equipment. We have that capability to go and do that and become, one vendor, one PO to help you manage and save time for you. Because a lot of this, we don't charge to be partners with you. There's no charge from our side. We just like to engage and be partners and offer a successful project to the customer. And so there's various forms of kitting, pre-packaging, all the way to a fully put together micro data center. And you could even provide us your virtual machines, and we could load those up for you and it ships on a shock proof pallet. So we guarantee that all the equipment will have a safe ride and arrive, in good working order. So it really is scalable, our offer of what we're providing to system integrators like yourself. And so there's various equipment that goes into the micro data center from network. We already, for example, one of our large partners is Cisco. Cisco, we're part of Graybar, is part of the OT program that Cisco launched this year. So we're very much engaged with Cisco in deploying their tested, validated architectures for industrial spaces. And then, we have access to various IT equipment, like I mentioned earlier. Within Graybar, we have a whole separate department that just focuses on datacom. So we leverage that portfolio and those relationships that they've developed. I'm part of the industrial team and have access to all of these existing partnerships and their resources, as well as our internal department that focuses on that side of the business of IT equipment. So all the various IT equipment, the UPS, the power distribution, the PDUs, and the physical security accessories that we can add to the micro data center. So from Graybar, what the scalable offer is, we could provide all the parts, and then we could also do some kitting at our warehouses. So James showed in the first couple of slides how we have 300 offices across the U.S. Well, we can, if you're doing a job, let's say in Texas and you're in Oregon, we can logistically, we can help out and have the equipment arrive at the job site at one of our locations. And we can do small projects and very large projects. Our Datacom division does this already for data centers. So we're just taking that existing infrastructure and offering it to our OT customers. So it really, simple things like, you arrive all this equipment, if it's in pieces and parts, and then you have to worry about disposing of this waste. We could take that on and provide, a kitted solution. And then with the partnerships that we've developed, like I said, we could offer beyond just kitting and then have the equipment installed in the micro data center. So not just the UPS, not just the server, but other IT equipment as well. So these are some of our key partners, Stratus, Schneider, and Avnet. Avnet is our partner that, has that full turnkey capability. But to you, it's transparent. You just come to Graybar and we have these established relationships. And we deliver the fully turnkey micro data center at a very competitive offer. So the value proposition is reduce time to market, help prevent equipment failures, reduce maintenance costs, extend the life of the equipment, and security for the automation system. So Schneider has various micro data centers, and so we as Graybar, today I'm talking to you and highlighting a lot of the Schneider micro data center offers, but we as Graybar, we have multiple relationships and can provide various manufacturer solutions. But I'm showing you just as talking points the Schneider solutions. I personally think they're best in class, and I lead with the best. But all of this can be translated to other manufacturers. So we offer from 6U wall mounts to it's basically small, medium, and large. And the offer is also for controlled So we do have, just the simple small wall mounts. Maybe I'm just putting my server in here and my network switch, and that's all I need. All the way down to, hey, I'm deploying this AI and it's gonna, I don't have closet space. It needs to go out on the plant floor. We have the rugged offering as well. So very scalable, very flexible, and all of this can be easily configured and deployed. So here's some of the accessories that we can add to the micro data center. Some nice offering from Schneider. So besides the physical security, then you start adding their NetBots line, and you do door monitoring. You can have cameras, so when someone opens the door, you're monitoring who has access to it. Physical locks on the doors, and all of this can be visually inspected or monitored via various software that's available. And so at big picture, Graybar complete portfolio, not just in the micro data center space, not just in the PLC, power, VFDs, motor control centers, instrumentation, but really leveraging all of our portfolio to deploy a full IT solution to the OT space. So relationships like APC, Belden, Chatsworth, CommScope, Corning, Legrand, Panduit, Vertiv. So these are all great relationships that Graybar has nationally and can help and support and deploy these systems. So yeah, really everything for a project, big or small. And with that, I'll take a quick pause just to see if there was any questions so far.
So we don't have any open questions, but that was great content provided. And, it's one of the things that came up. I know there's been a lot of discussion around universal automation, and that last slide where you looked at the kind of the ecosystem of what's out there. How do you see that impacting the design and the future state of some of these solutions you see in the marketplace?
Yeah, very exciting time, James. Industry 4.0 and some of the key relationships that we have and we're very much involved in, like universal automation and the ability to decouple OS from some of these solutions. So patching, the headaches of patching, and then we're also looking at software SCADA companies that can also offer some of those things. And so universal automation, AI, a lot of these things are just booming right now, and it's very exciting time. There's a lot of innovation happening, and we're very excited to be engaged in all of this technology explosion.
Absolutely. We had a question come through. Saul, do you know what the delivery times look like for some of these micro data center solutions? Is there an approximate you would have or estimates?
Yeah, it's going to vary by the requirement. So it could be from 2 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. It depends on, do you just want the pieces and the parts? Do you need a wall mount? Do you need, various equipment? So it's going to vary by the product family. It's not I'm sorry, I can't answer that, but it'll vary. It's pretty good as far as deliveries. And, we as Graybar can look at our various partners and offer and help optimize and speed up that solution. So, if the requirement is wall mount, we have a couple of sources to go to for solutions.
Great, thank you, Saul.
Yeah. And so I just want to show a little bit more of the capability that we have. So things like racks and PDUs, various manufacturers, Chatsworth, Panduit, UPSs, Liebert, ATC, all the way down to cable management. Yeah, and the cable itself too, and all the connectors in between. So really complete, solid offering that we're able to offer to our system integrator community. So next, I wanted to show you the tool. So Schneider has this very nice tool that I like very much. It's the design portal. And you can go to designportal.apc.com and then you get to this login. So each one of you partner system integrators, you can have your own login, and they have one here specifically just for consulting engineers, which you would be. And then you would log in. Log in. Yeah, so it's very, very intuitive, very easy to use. So you'll have a dashboard, and there's all sorts of ways you can filter this, and you'll have all your projects here. And one of the nice things is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Once you come up with a concept, you can say that and just copy that solution. So if you always use Dell servers and you always use a certain rack, it's very easy to duplicate and to replicate. So I'm just going to create a new solution just so everybody sees how easy this is. This tool is very comprehensive. It covers a lot of different products. So from just the micro data center, some of the three-phase UPSs, a complete hyperpod solution. So there's small to large solutions. So I'm just going to give it a name. AS02, and then it wants to know company name, where you're at, and then the units of measure. And then is this data center, industrial, or something else? I'll choose industrial. And then, okay, here's something that's kind of nice. So there's a lot of checks and balances in this software configuration tool. So it always gets checked by Schneider experts. But if you're just tinkering around, you don't want anybody to really look at it. It's just for you. You have that ability to just say, no, this is just for me. And then, and then you can just create the solution. So it's very easy. And then I'll use the local edge configurator. So as you can see, I basically just gave it a name and who I am. Very easy. And then it asks you a couple questions. So there's also an opportunity with APC partnership that this could be a revenue stream for system integrators. If you want to offer extended warranties and maybe a service for you to monitor either the UPS or the micro data center, so you can do that. And so that's why it's asking who's going to be monitoring this solution. Schneider can do it, or a partner can do it. And then who will be servicing. So in this case, I'll just say Schneider. They changed it a little bit. Okay. But the navigation is on the left-hand side, and really you're just clicking on this catalog, rack, and solutions. And some of these things you really don't touch, like doing a tour on the software. But right away, it offers you quick and easy design. So do you want to use a reference design, or do you want to look at a pre-configured solution that ships already assembled, or do you can build it yourself? So you can choose the rack, the UPS, the PDU, the cooling, the security, the service. It just kind of walks you through. And they have a nice catalog of various IT equipment. But in the case that it's not up to date or the manufacturer's not listed, you can create your own third-party equipment. And so you can create servers, storage, network, and a custom device. Really, you're just giving the tool information on heat dissipation, the size of it, the weight, basic information to calculate this. So, and down here, if you scroll, these are the reference designs and from some of their closest partners, and you can see these are some additional reference designs, and they're constantly working on future ones. But if there isn't one that's already done by Schneider, like I said, you can create one for yourself and then just use that as a template. So I'm going to use the Strata server as an example. So I'm going to use a reference design because I want to, I'm quoting a project and I need to get to a number really quick. So I'm going to just click on Stratus, usually a little bit of information on the Stratus server, and they make it really easy. So they say, okay, so is your application small, medium, or large, depending on how many data points. But beforehand, Stratus has done a lot of homework themselves too, in that they have these sizing tools. So if I'm doing an Aviva project, I can simply look at this software and it helps me size my server. I tell this sizing tool how many virtual machines I'm going to use, how much CPU, memory, and total disk space. Excuse me. And so that can help you size up the server pretty quickly as well. And so here they make a BOM with some sample pricing. And I just click on small, medium, or large. This is the server size. So, okay, so I'll pick a large. And then I have some options here if I want to do some rack monitoring. And I just make my selections. And then I just simply click. So, just by clicking on these, it'll give you just a list price budgetary number. Then I just click on add to design. And so here's my rack here. Let me zoom in. Oh. There's a rack. So as you can see, it was very quick. I used this reference design. I'm just trying to get through it really quick. So this configuration tool, it keeps you from making errors. So if I wanted to move this UPS up here, it'll give me, see, it just gave me a warning here. I click on the warning. It says, yeah, you probably shouldn't put the UPS that high. Yeah, you generally want to keep that UPS down low. So it's really easy. It's drag and drop. And you, like I said, you can make custom devices. So I've made some custom devices and it remembers it for me. So I just go here to my custom devices and I created the Cisco 9200. I can add this and maybe voice over IP. Then I go back to rack and I can I can move my server a little higher, a little lower. Okay, and then I added these new devices, so I'm just going to drag and drop them. So what's nice about this tool also is that it gives you a lot of reports as well. So I click on solution, it gives me a BOM, some pricing. It doesn't, obviously it's not gonna give me pricing for a Cisco or some of the, so this is really just Schneider pricing, but we can take this as Graybar and then we can finalize a quote for you. And so I look to see if there's any notes and warnings, anything out of the ordinary would come up here. And I look at reports. There's a power report that tells you how much capacity you have. And I really like this front elevation. You can export it as a PDF or as Word. But this gives you a document that you can include in your proposal for the project that you're quoting. It's going to. So here's an example of this report. It gives me a picture of what it looks like, where the placement of the components are, some part numbers, and the description. So that just goes to show you something really quick. And then once you're done here, check out of this. So this is a separate tool from Design Portal. This is called Local Edge Configurator. And so then I'm back to Design Portal. And here, this is where you get your budgetary pricing. This is where you can submit it and we can register the project. A lot of these projects, the earlier that we can get engaged, the earlier that we can register it with the various manufacturers is going to determine how competitive we can be. If we can engage and register the project, then a lot of the pricing will receive pricing protection from not just Schneider APC, but let's say Stratus or Dell or Cisco. Project registration is extremely important. And so from this tool, you can also share, this project with your colleagues. So this is how you register it here. And it'll keep updating you throughout the whole process of where it is after you submit it. Like I said, this goes to Schneider, and Schneider always reviews it. Let me see. So here's another project that I had fully configured with a lot more things. And then I can go and I can look at some of these reports. There's more reports that are available in Design Portal. So sometimes as part of your project, you need to have submittals and you need to provide cut sheets. And there's one of these reports. So let's say this rack PDU, you need a cut sheet for this, or you're not sure what this product looks like. So there's links in here and you can click on them and it'll take you to that product page. And so you can print these, you can save them, and then include them as part of your submittal. So yeah, this was the rack PDU. So this is the BOM and all the hyperlinks for it. There's also you can create, if you wanted to use this tool to generate a quote, you can do that as well. There's mechanical drawings, there's electrical diagrams, there's all sorts of things that you can generate, and you could even just generate the BOM to Excel if you wanted to export to Excel or Word. So it's really a very nice comprehensive tool. It gets you to a pricing, right? Ultimately, we're trying to win projects, and we're trying to do this fairly quickly. You can share this design with me. I can work with you hand in hand. You can share it with your colleagues. You can share it with your customer to fine tune it. It's very, very nice, comprehensive tool. Yeah. I think I want to leave some time for some questions.
There is probably room for one question that has been posed. If you want to go with it, James.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you, Jose. We did have a question that came through. When you are providing the Stratus servers as a package, are we also providing the SCADA HMI software licensing included in that package? And as a follow-up, are there any limitations on what software licensing we can or cannot provide?
Yeah, so currently we don't provide any licensing for that software. You have to be an authorized, so not for certain manufacturers. Like, for example, Graybar is not a Rockwell distributor, so we can't license that software. But you can create those VMs and then you license it yourself. Aviva, we're not the Aviva software people, but there's different softwares that we are able to provide licensing, not all. So there's some limitation there as well. So we would leave that licensing to you. With the Stratus, we could offer Microsoft licensing, some of the RDs and CALs, we can provide that as well. So Microsoft and Cisco, we can do that, but certain SCADA, well, there's a limitation there.
Very good. Very good. So I think we're coming to a close. So let me just close it out. Just let me share the last few slides that I have on CSA. So on behalf of CSIA, I would like to thank our panelists, James and Sol, for this informative discussion. And I would also like to thank Graybar for sponsoring this event. And of course, thank you all for attending. I was really impressed, and I know that everybody's very busy these days. And these type of solutions that include tools and full delivery of the micro data center, that is, I think, helping people be more efficient with their and deal with all the busyness that they have these days. I would also like to remind everybody on the call today that we are recording this event and it will be available for you to view within the next couple of days. And be sure to bookmark your CSIA events calendar so you don't miss any upcoming events. One last thing, be sure to check your spam folder for any CSIA emails you might have missed. Even better, whitelist CSIA so you can stay up to date. And if you want to contact us, this is the regular contact information for CSIA. I thank you all and wish you a great rest of the week.
Thank you again.
Thank you, everybody.